Your Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Charlotte Hornets to a tune of 102-101. Talk about a thriller of a game. We are live here. It's just me tonight. It's solo dolo. Logan is out. Justin is out. I feel bad because this is our thing. We do it together, but we promised people that we were going to be live tonight. And I'm not going to lie. If we would have lost, you probably wouldn't be seeing me because I would have been upset. And there just would have been nothing from the Cavs Encapsulated crew and the Cleveland Pulse tonight. But talk about what a game, a total banger of a game. I am solo, so I can't throw it off to anybody, and that might be a mess. So you're going to have to bear with me. I am going to get links out. I'm going to tweet it out. I think we're live on Twitter. So if you follow us over at Twitter, at Pulse Cleveland, make sure you retweet the stream. Make sure you tell people that I am live. And what I am going to do is I am going to put the StreamYard link in the description. So if you want to join the stream, you can. You could come on the stream. I'm going to copy this link to my clipboard. I'm going to go over and I'm going to put it right in the description of the YouTube video. I'm going to save it. So I'm taking callers tonight, and I'm trying to diversify the stream because I'm the only one here tonight. We got people who are out. Logan and Justin beaten out. Talk about a great win. Jarrett Allen totally showing the NBA that he was snubbed as an all-star. An incredible performance from him. A gutsy performance from Kevin Love as well. What is going on? Jeremy, are they seriously going to try and justify counting that three? I need an investigation. I need the NBA to launch an investigation, and it probably won't happen because we won, but this game shouldn't even have been close. We were up. We won by one off a free throw, so I'm glad they gave us a makeup call. But they gave Charlotte 4 points for no reason. For an out-of-bounds call, they gave Charlotte 4 points. So I was not understanding that at all. Great point to start off at the top, and it's just night in and night out. I don't understand how bad the refereeing is in the National Basketball Association. I really do not get it. And it's just one of those things where it's not going to get better. Justin says, you can't really complain about it because it's not going to get better. So I got to start going with that sentiment. And yeah, I don't know. It's a good point though. But talk about a gutsy win. We needed that. And it's just a game that I think you're going to look back and you're going to figure out that this game really got us to maybe where we were at the end of the season, whether it be in the standings or what have you. But I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you've, finished up watching the end of that game. And you're glad to join me here. A 102-101 victory for your Cleveland Cavaliers. We're starting off a little sporadic. I'm going over to ESPN. Let's check out some stats because some stat stuffers there tonight. Jarrett Allen. I mean, is this Jarrett Allen's best game of the year? I truly do think it might be. To a certain extent, I believe he had well over 20 rebounds. So, I think he was mad that the National Basketball Association, the coaches, might have snubbed him. And LaMelo Ball was in the same situation. I do not believe that he played particularly well. He was in foul trouble. And I don't know, just a good game. Ricky, all-star push. Ricky, if you're available, and I think it should work. If you go into the bottom and there's a StreamYard link, you could click that link and you could join up. If you want to get on, voice your opinion out loud for everybody to hear. You don't have to put your camera on. I don't blame you guys if you don't want to put your camera on, but you should load into the queue and you could get on the show. I'll bring you right in. We could talk, we could hit a segment, and then we could move on to somebody else that might be in the queue. But I'm trying to get people involved. I'm trying to make sure that this is an interesting live stream. It's going to be a good one because that might be one of the best games of the year. I don't think we played particularly well all 4 quarters, but with who we have out, Brandon Goodwin being your starting, one, and basically being your only point guard. Like recency bias, and I always talk about this, and you don't really know what goes on behind the scenes with Rondo. He is a good locker room presence. He is, another coach adjacent to JB Bickerstaff, but he just don't do anything out there. Like he really doesn't. I mean, I think he had a layup or a floater where he attacked the rim. I respect him and commend him for his willingness to be aggressive, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and it's just one of those things. We're, missing our 3 top guards. Obviously, Colin Sexton has been out, the terrible Ricky Rubio injury, and Darius Garland missing his 3rd straight game with the back injury. What is going on?
All right, one second.
Obviously, Colin Sexton has been out. Oh, my gosh, you got to mute me. I'm going to lose it here.
What's good, boy?
What's going on? We got Ricky in the chat. We got our first live caller in. What's going on? Did you watch this?
What a game. What a game. What a
crazy game.
How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing good. What was your let me start off the top, not with the game. Should Jared Allen be an all-star?
Yes.
Okay.
If I had to put somebody before him that I think also got snubbed from the East, it would have been LaMelo. What? LaMelo got snubbed. I'm gonna be honest. LaMelo did get snubbed, but he got exposed tonight. So
he did get exposed tonight. He was in foul trouble. So I can't really blame, their coaching staff for that, but it was just one of those things. You get Isaac Okoro as your assignment. That's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. That's Isaac's bright spot. So go. What's up?
Listen. Okoro has actually challenged my views on him. Okay. Your co-host knows that I was willing.
Which one, Justin?
Justin. He knows I was willing to trade Okoro for a lot of assets at the beginning of the season, but I think. He's a defensive threat every night, and I value that. I think moving forward, we should keep him.
So you think keep him? You think he's off the table, and as far as you're concerned, for the trade deadline in a week?
I'm not putting anyone off the table other than our core 3, but I feel like the Cavs organization is not going to move. They're not going to move off of him because unless we could get somebody insane, which I doubt. So I want DeJounte Murray. Yeah, that's all I want. If we can't get DeJounte Murray or Karis LeVert, I don't want to hear it.
See, I hate this because we come on and I try to talk the game, and we do talk the game. There's only so much you could talk about, but with the deadline a week away, you have to talk about exploring every option. So I'm a big DeJounte Murray fan. If you're new here, that's me. I really like DeJounte Murray, and it's just. I kind of don't think we're going to move either on somebody, which is weird because Kobe's track record would indicate that he would move for somebody. But I think tonight showed you that we don't need to. If you're in the not trade group, I think tonight is your argument. It should be your argument for the whole year. That's a good team. We're on the road. That was a hostile environment down the stretch. Super loud fans, chanting. And we got, we should have won by more points. I mean, that dude, how do they give him that 3-point call? I got to go look at the rules.
Nah, man, Washington came off the bench. I was getting mad. It just drops back to back. And then Oubre, I'm like, okay.
And Goodwin thought three threes in a row.
Goodwin's been balling, but he got a little too trigger happy at the end there.
Yeah, I honestly thought he had a good look, but he just missed it. He just short-armed it.
I will say this. It lasts, I would say, even the month of January when the Cavs were going on a tear and Garland was going off. Mm-hmm. Allen, to me, looked very lethargic, and maybe it was because he was playing a lot. He just always looked tired every time I looked at my TV. But if he plays like this, I mean, if he plays angry like this, he played with a vengeance, obviously, after getting snubbed. But Mobley, Rookie of the Year, he does everything. And not having Garland and being able to withstand the Hornets, that should say something.
Yeah, no Garland again. That's the story right there. But I was a little bit salty because Jarrett had 9 rebounds in the first quarter, and they took him out. And I didn't mind that either because the Houston game, I think JB played Mobley and Jetty all 12 minutes of the first quarter. So I was fine with taking him out, but he had a first quarter double-double basically, and he was on pace for a 30 and 20 game, which he basically got. So I think if the commissioner's watching, if Adam Silver's on the line, you can't put up a better performance there. And I don't even know. What did LaMelo do tonight? I can't even tell you what he did. 5 for 14. He had 15 points, negative 20 on the plus minus, 6 turnovers, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists or 5 rebounds.
All I know is this ref. I'm watching the recap. Brian Forte, is that his name? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was pulling for the Hornets.
I swear they had money on the Hornets. That's what I was texting people. I said
My
straight
God.
had money on the
Michael
Hornets.
Jordan had this man on the payroll. But,
hold on, we have somebody else in the queue.
Mike. Oh, the man.
What's going on,
Mike? What's going on?
I'm gonna be honest. I was not able to catch the game, and I'm very upset. I just saw the final stat line, and they have the best performer. I saw Jared Allen 29 and 22. I was like, what?
He had 13 and 9 in the first quarter,
oh my God.
And they took him out with like 2 minutes left. And here's the thing. Let's get a little bit interactive here. We're gonna look at this. This is the Cavs, because who has 12 here? This is Goodwin with 12. But look at the scoring. If Goodwin hits one less shot, we have 2 guys in double digits and win. So we have 3 guys in double digits, and Goodwin is playing, she's trying his ass off. Like, I don't blame him. Like, I'd be shooting 2 if I was out there. But 29 from JA and 25 big ones off the bench for Kevin Love.
You should talk about, did Kevin just make his case for 6th man of the year?
Here's the thing with Kevin and 6th man of the year. The NBA, they're going to vote for Hero, but they don't understand that Kevin Love's impact is. I don't know. Hero's impact might be equally as good, but Kevin Love has better per 36 numbers than Hero. I don't think the NBA looks at that when they vote. Maybe they do. I'm just not giving enough. I think he should be 6th man of the year, which is weird because I thought Rubio was going to be 6th man of the year, and I think Mike thought the same thing.
Absolutely, when he was playing. I mean, it's wild to think that we have someone else that can just slot into that role right after we lose someone that was a huge part of our team.
Let's check out some people in chat. Mike's in chat. Andy's live, so that works out good. Ashton,
I'm a troll.
Woke up late from a nap and missed the game. You're gonna have to check the highlights. You're gonna have to get on YouTube. Crazy game. K-Love was dropping dimes of old. I cannot believe he's earning $30 million of his contract, but it's official. I'm going to say that he is. Wow, Allen angry about the All-Star snub. You're not lying about that. Total snub, especially after this game. And if they're really taking into account winning, that's what JB said pregame. He said if the All-Star vote is predicated on the reserves helping their team's impact, it's like, Harden is nice for the game. I don't blame them for putting Harden in, but we have a better record than Brooklyn, like, out of nowhere.
True.
But that's just how it goes.
I was just able to catch your All-Star Gar video this morning, and you called it. I mean, you said it in the video. We were going to beat them tonight. So.
I see. That was my predictions. When we did our last episode, I also said we were going to beat the Rockets, though. So we're not going to talk about that.
I'm sure you said we were going to beat Detroit too, but it happens.
Yeah, Logan said we were going to lose to the Rockets, so I'll give Logan the shout out there. Little sharp movement, but he thought we were going to lose to Detroit too, and that's what's frustrating. Well, where I understand it's frustrating from if you're a fan of this team, because we just beat Milwaukee and we win games like this. And it's like, but with road trips, we're at Detroit, we're at Houston, we're at Charlotte. That's what's going under the radar for me. I think we play better basketball a little bit, but still enough to play better at home. I think we shoot better at home and a lot of different factors, but it's tough to win on the road in the NBA.
They've been doing well at that. They had that, whatever it was, that long road trip at the beginning of the season, and they went 8-2, 7-3, or whatever it was, maybe even 9-1. I don't remember, but they've been dogs on the road. I mean, they say it all the time. They're barking on the bench, and that dog mentality they keep talking about.
Your boy Ed Davis touching Rozier. I was like, what's going on? Bickerstaff almost got kicked out.
They called the tech on it. Well, the graphic said they called the tech on Darius, though, so I was really confused. But Mike in the chat says Cavs are lucky to get a call at the end when we weren't getting enough calls IMO. I did kind of think that the call at the end was a little suspect. I think that's a call that some referee crews, on Kevin Love, they are not calling that. Yeah. So we got lucky, but they also gave Charlotte 4 points. So we'll take whatever we could get. I mean, crazy game. Mike, weigh in. How are you feeling on the trade deadline? Do you think we're going to make a move? And who would you want?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of. I mean, with what we have now, obviously we've made well with what we've had so far.
It's true.
So I mean, chemistry and everything has been on point. Like a dream season so far. I never could have imagined all this happening this year. But I mean, I know I've been hearing a lot of whatever Deontay Murray, however you say his name.
DeJounte.
Ricky's a big fan.
DeJounte,
Mike's not up with the landscape.
Learn, because he's coming.
All right. But I mean, I was watching your video this morning. There's pluses and minuses with everyone you bring in. So you're gonna have to rework not rework, but you're gonna have to like build up the chem with the new guy if we get him, and obviously rotation is gonna change a little bit. So you got to get guys used to new roles, new minutes. But you know, if it's something we need for not giving up too much, like I don't want to disturb what we have too much, obviously. But if we can get something that's worth it, then why not? Kobe, like I know I've dogged him in the past, and he's starting to do a little better. There are some things like, I mean, I think I could have picked a rat out of the freaking walls in my house, and he could have drafted Evan Mobley at 3.
That's wild. Well, yes.
Still, but I mean, he's made some good moves. Obviously, the Ricky Rubio one, even though he did, give him a bag, or that was part of a trade or whatever it was,
Yeah, trade. I mean,
they
paid they paid Ricky. I think Houston's general manager was just marginally worse. And Jalen Green could end up being a really good player. It's early, but it's like I think they were nervous that they didn't want to play Mobley next to Christian Wood, and we kind of had no choice with Jared Allen. Yeah. Just happened to work out that way. Go big on the trade or go home. I've seen this morph over the past 2 weeks because everybody at the beginning had different opinions than they do now. Because personally, I didn't hear anything about DeJounte Murray, 4 or 5 weeks ago. But it was a lot of Karis LeVert really was the big first name. And then it was like, Brandon Ingram has always been kind of a steady, but most people don't like his inconsistencies, which I agree with. But if that's your knock on him, that's your knock on him. And 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, the Celtics were not playing very good. So it seemed like maybe Brown or Tatum was going to be on the board. I think they've totally turned that ship around and makes sense. I kind of expected them to do so as well. So I don't think they're selling. They might've turned themselves into buyers somehow in a couple weeks time. But now it's like, well, I've heard Eric Gordon, don't really want Eric Gordon, especially for a first rounder, and Robert Covington, which this is a good point here. Woke up and I wanted to trade Bob Covington, SMH. Brooklyn is in talks trading Harden. Yeah, the Harden story is crazy, but I thought Robert Covington would have been a more well-rounded move in comparison to a Buddy Hield for a little bit cheaper. For us, like Hield would be a good addition, and I would not, pending the price, I would open with open arms accept Buddy Hield. But I think Rocco plays more defense, and he would fit the mentality better. I've seen CJ McCollum floated out. I think they're selling big time. Be cool to get him in from, he likes the Browns. So I think he'd be a fan favorite. But Harden, man, they went from Harden. But this is what I don't get about Harden, going off on a tangent. They said Harden's camp said he don't like living in Brooklyn. Why would he want to go to Philly?
Hey, maybe the strip clubs are nicer.
They are. The strip clubs and the burger joints, because he's a mess. That's like I see last night. It's like Anthony Edwards doesn't take questions last night until he orders McDonald's. I thought they were supposed to be like
he's a good
multi-million-dollar athlete.
Press conferences.
I don't know. Giannis eating
wings.
wings.
Yeah, you were clowning Giannis in one of the videos, and I was dying.
Yeah, he's eating wings. I don't even know where to get those from. Somewhere in Lakewood? Where did he get wings from?
JJ Redick was gassing the post-game wings in Cleveland.
He don't even know. Oh, yeah. He was like, yeah, what is going on? People coming out of the woodwork. But I don't know, man. Mike is saying we need to find competition for young bull. Mike, I don't really know what that means. Can you elaborate? I'm not trying to be, rude. I'm just like another guard to bring Sexton off the bench. I would agree with that, or move, have Sexton in the trade. I think would be more realistic. But
I mean, what's his value though? I mean, he's a restricted free agent next year? We can extend a qualifying offer. I think
we can because we drafted him.
My thing is tonight, like on one end, like you have Allen go off, but then I miss having a closer like Sexton when Garland's not there. And it's like,
true.
Do I really? first off, I don't really care for Sexton, but like at the same time, he provides buckets.
He does. He
And-
provides what this offense is missing with obviously all the injuries. Like even like Kevin Love being out there, just Kevin Love being out there, the defense gets like they play differently. Like they play nervous because he's liable to just chuck shots up. Like Okoro, and I would get on him either way, but like if Okoro shot like 10, 15 times a game, I would still get on him. But it's like at least he would be making a conscious effort to try to make the defense play differently. They totally just sag off him, which is the right way to do. And that's why in Rondo in short bursts, I don't mind him coming out there and trying to, maybe take a shot that's a little bit out of his rhythm, but it's like, you make the defense, get them on their heels a little bit. Harden doesn't know what he wants. I don't think he ever has his whole career. I can't believe he forced his way out of Houston. That really is the East really hot for grabs, or the Bucks and Nets and even the Heat not even trying yet? That's a good question. As far as us following the Cavs, especially the 2016 Cavs after that, the reigning champs really don't start trying for a while.
Very true.
And Miami's had injuries. Chicago's had injuries and is still good. The Nets have a lot of injuries. They're on a 6-game skid, but like I said, I don't think Harden should be an all-star because he doesn't have that team performing.
And that's
very
good.
well.
Ben Simmons, though.
What do you think about that trade, Ricky? I think the 76ers should deal Ben Simmons, but I don't know who should want him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like Harden playing with Embiid because I think Embiid needs help, and I'd rather see Embiid succeed more than the Nets. But at the same time, like Ben Simmons isn't just some bum. Like the dude can hoop.
Mm-hmm.
It's like even if Kyrie's only playing away games, I still don't want to see the Nets get stacked even more. But
you think the Nets would improve getting Simmons over Harden?
I would say probably not this year, but like for the future, if they can like make sure that Kevin doesn't say peace out to Kyrie, but I don't know.
Well, I saw a graphic. Durant, Harden, and Kyrie have only played or started 16 total games together.
Yep.
How is this even possible?
All three of them healthy.
Because of just injuries last year and
COVID.
I think Brooklyn was optimistic and they totally folded Jarrett Allen. One, of course.
Yeah.
Like that, no one knows it better than us. Yeah, literally. So maybe we'll get involved in another 3-way Harden deal. That would be nuts. But like we saw this experiment in OKC, and obviously Durant wasn't fully developed and Harden wasn't fully developed. But I don't know if Harden and Durant are a good floor spacing fit. Like I kind of agree that Simmons would probably be a better fit for them because I mean Durant could go to the rim and Kyrie could go to the rim too, but Kyrie can shoot in the mid-range. Durant is going to be a perimeter player, and I think Simmons could be your guy down low. They have some other pieces, they don't need Harden if Patty Mills plays at a high level, they don't need Harden. And LaMarcus Aldridge can play at a high level still. So who knows? I mean, we're seeing in the chat that Harden, Simmons, I would agree.
Oh, 100%.
Simmons has to be gone. My issue with this is that I think that the 76ers front office is just like toxic toward him. Like they don't want to move him.
I think, and what's up with Tobias Harris just getting like destroyed in all these trade rumors? Like the dude's been nothing but consistent for the 76ers.
But they're making a bag. That's like who quoted that? Like, how do you package ADMs or whatever he said? How do you package that? I don't know how you package.
I think
that.
I what is it was like CJ or somebody,
right?
At Bleacher Report.
But all that is put aside. Inspired performance by the Cavs tonight. 102-101 victory. I'm so glad, getting back to reality, I'm so glad that Kevin Love got to shoot the free throws because I don't think we win if anybody else shoots the free throw. Especially, I think maybe we miss both just because it's a big moment. He's been there before, Kevin Love's been in bigger spots than that. So I'm so glad that he got the foul call. That's my biggest issue with this team. We're shooting free throw is not very good. I think we got out rebounded again somehow. I don't know how this keeps happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's just wild with how much we rant and rave about how good our bigs are, and we consistently get out rebounded. It's just wild.
52-51. Charlotte had one more than us. But usually when we get like 45, we're good. I have a spreadsheet about how we win games, and if we out rebound the other team by like 15 plus, we blow them out every time. Like 20, 25 point victories, all of our good wins, we out rebounded the other team. But like, who do they even have? Like Plumlee can't guard a plant. And I don't know how we could rebound, but I mean, I guess Bridges is a decent rebounder.
Bridges was using Mobley.
Is Bridges better than LaMelo, or is that just like one game?
I think it was just one game. LaMelo got into foul trouble, and he wasn't.
They're both pretty. I can't believe not one of them is an all-star.
Yeah.
I mean, we let Kelly Oubre get 9 boards too.
Chris Middleton, I'm gonna be honest, for all you Bucks fans out there, Chris Middleton shouldn't have been an all-star this year. I'm sorry,
no, but neither should Draymond, in my opinion. But that always happens. There's always a couple snubs. There really is. What's going on here? Bridges having a good season, contract season 2. That checks out. I appreciate that info because makes sense. He's afraid to shoot his this is about Simmons, I'm assuming. He's afraid to shoot, chemistry breaker in the locker room. He goes to the Nets. That will help us because they will implode. Simmons is head case cancer in any clubhouse. What about the golf? What about the
I feel like Harden's worse.
What about the country clubhouse? He can't golf either. Pass up a dunk in the playoffs. Yeah, we know the Simmons hate is he's good though. Ricky makes a point, he's not. I think he's been outcasted by the league to an extent where it's like they just come together to build this narrative that, and then he's done most of it. Like he don't call Doc Rivers and he don't pick up phone calls, whatever. But as far as why we're talking about other teams in the East and not the Cavs, even though this is a Cavs broadcast, it does matter as far as shaking up down the stretch. The 76ers are, neck and neck with us. And the Nets, I don't want to see the Nets in the playoffs. I don't care if they're the 8th seed or the 7th seed. I don't want to see Kyrie Irving for 4 games in the playoffs if they're the road team. So it's really just you got to look at the whole picture. Obviously, it's a great win tonight in Charlotte. We're going to go to Eastern Conference standings, and we are going to check it out.
The 3rd again?
What is this?
Or 4th?
I was going to say that moves us up in front of Milwaukee.
So the Bulls, and we have tiebreaker against the Heat. I think is the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. We've beat them twice. So,
yeah, we have.
And weirdly enough, we're done with West Coast road games.
Really?
Houston was our last West Coast road game, and we only have 30 games left or less. It's actually kind of crazy how deep the All-Star game is. Forget about these things. So Bulls in first. They're missing Caruso. He's out for, decent amount of time. Miami's been playing a lot of basketball without Bam and Jimmy Butler, a little bit of both. And Tyler Hero's been playing good basketball down there. So I can't blame them for thinking about Hero for 6th man of the year. The 76ers are Embiid and nobody else. That's why I agree with you, Ricky. Go and try to get help for Embiid. Seth Curry, I don't think so. And then you got the Cleveland Cavaliers at 32-21. Of course, we are somehow ahead of Milwaukee because maybe we've beat them. I don't know how we're ahead of Milwaukee, actually.
Well, yeah, we beat them twice.
We beat them twice.
Once without.
Oh,
Giannis,
yeah.
And then
They've only beat us once. Okay. So, yeah, that checks out. And then from there, we have some teams to watch, actually, I think. The Nets are at 6. They've lost 6 in a row, and they're still 7 games above 500, so that shows you. The Raptors, I think the Raptors are very, very comparable to us this year. Kind of nobody expected them, have young pieces. Van Vliet playing out of his mind. The Celtics, I think that's more of what they're going to play the rest of the year. And Charlotte, another team that's kind of in our tier as far as younger pieces, maybe a little bit ahead of schedule, but I don't know, man. They're a tough team to gauge. They don't really play a whole lot of team basketball, as you saw tonight. And I think that it's kind of just like a lot of one-on-one ball, and they have hoopers. Like Oubre's a hooper who just kind of plays one-on-one. Bridges is probably an all-star snub. LaMelo is probably, they all probably could have been in it to some extent. But Ricky, if you had to pick one team in the East to not see in the playoffs, who would it be? Off cuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see the Bulls if they get everybody healthy again.
Okay.
And they don't even have Lonzo. I think he was out too with something. He always gets hurt.
They've had a lot of injuries.
They have Vucevic playing like an all-star again, and they just have too much depth. But at the same time, I don't want to see the experienced teams. But like, if I think the Bulls are the scary team to see, but I don't want to see Kevin Durant. I don't want to see Giannis, and I don't want to see.
Definitely agree with you there.
And I
don't care about the Raptors. You know, they have a mental on the Cavs.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they have a mental on LeBron. I don't know. We'll see. But
we'll extend it. I'm for my own piece.
It's more or less like this game tonight, especially if you're watching, you know, Jarrett goes down and it's like we're looking ahead because it's fun. But I would just we need our team healthy. We need the Cavs to be healthy. If we're at the point where, you know, if Garland misses like 2 weeks of basketball, you know, we could be in a sticky situation. And with how close the East is, we can fall to the depths of the playing game. We have actually one of our co-hosts. He is on his phone. He's in a bar.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Logan, what is going on?
Hey, boys, how you doing? Good win tonight. Jared Allen took the All-Star snub very personally. What's up, Kobe? Currently out of the bar, so I celebrated the Cavs W as I should, right, guys? I mean, that's
Kobe Altman, wait a minute.
This is legendary reporting.
I can't hear you guys, by the way. I don't know if
Okay.
this music's too loud or it's just like you guys are muted, but I can't like even hear a word.
No, it's definitely the music.
Yep, not a word. It definitely is something wrong with the mic. I just want to stop in and say hi. It's good to see Ricky and Mike. Always good to see you guys.
Good to see
Jeff, I'm glad you guys are taking control of this, and we'll talk soon. Go Cavs, all right?
Go Cavs.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I got him rid of him before he's finished. It's fine. We knew what he was going to say. That's on the ground reporting right there. That's boots on the ground. You know, we got people everywhere.
In the field.
He's not in Charlotte, but we'll just play it off like he is. But shout out to Logan, a good fella. He, you know, he's out on the town, but he's watching the whole game because, you know, they have TVs in Texas, so that's good. But good win. I'm glad that we won. I'm glad that we didn't fold. I've been getting sick of these, you know, games where we fold, quarters where we fold. I know Mike's not a big fan of that when we, especially in recent years, even with LeBron, we'd come out of halftime and the third quarter would be abysmal. So I'm glad that doesn't happen as much, and it didn't happen tonight. But Ricky, I agree. We need the scoring aspect that Sexton brings, I think, is something to be desired, because if it's a dry spell offensively, we just have nothing. Like the ball doesn't even move. It's all, you know, it's just pounding the rock.
Evan Mobley's pulling up for threes.
Mm-hmm. And Goodwin's if Goodwin misses a couple more shots, we lose. And if the refs give him, you know, 4 more points off of complete nonsense, then we lose. We got, how about healthy Miami? Spoelstra's been there before. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind adding playoff experience at the break or at the deadline. Don't think that'd be the end of the world, because I think that's probably your knock on the Cavs outside of Kevin Love is JB, you know, rookie head coach, basically. I'm basically constituting JB as a rookie, and even adding like a DeJounte Murray. He doesn't have any playoff experience, but we got some consensus in the chat. Wouldn't want to see the Nets healthy.
Now, wait a minute, though. I was thinking about this.
Go on.
That's if Kyrie's still on this thing. Like, not that I want to see the Nets by any means, but that's less games against Kyrie Irving, right? With the Brooklyn mandate. So he wouldn't be able to play the games in Brooklyn in the playoffs.
Yeah, but if they were below us and we somehow drew a home series, we'd see them 4 times.
Exactly.
And I don't think they're like, I mean, I don't know. If they want to be 200 IQ, 5-head, and tank to be like a 6 or 7 seed to get an away series, I mean, congrats. Like, that's genius right there, really, at the end of the day. But
Steve Nash is a really good coach, guys.
Don't even get me started. People don't like Steve Nash and people don't like Frank Vogel. I'm glad to like JB Bickerstaff, because some of these, the big cities, tough, man. Like Brooklyn has such high expectations. Los Angeles Lakers, obviously, through the roof. And it's probably easily the worst LeBron team he's ever been on. It's almost unbelievable. But Tyler says, end of day, each team has good pieces. And if you want to go to the top, you got to beat multiple.
Absolutely.
I mean, you saw that tonight. You shut down LaMelo, you win, basically. I mean, he still had 15 points, which is pretty good, but Bridges is liable to go off. LaMelo's liable to go off. You know, Oubre has had good 3-point shooting performances in recent history. You know, he could hit 5 or 6 threes. So they have a lot of pieces. I really don't know how they're not better than their record. I guess they're just young, and the knock on them is they don't play a lot of defense. But I think the Cavs are positioned well in the Eastern Conference. They're not too high, they're not too low on themselves. I think we were a little bit too high on ourselves probably 10 days ago. We lose to Detroit. We lose to Houston. Obviously, not having Darius is the big part. I want to hear your guys' reaction, though. What about Darius All-Star in Seatown? How sick is that? Will you buy a jersey? Will you buy a Darius Garland All-Star jersey?
Absolutely not. Those jerseys are horrible.
So hold on, let me get my jersey quick.
Oh, he's moving. We have mobile guests tonight.
He's on the move. What's he going to get?
Got his bed on live. Man's bed is made on.
He's already got the jersey.
We've been had this one. We had this one for.
I got that in Mobley. I need to put the Mobley one up somewhere. I need to hang it.
I got a Mobley.
I can't believe we couldn't get better All-Star jerseys. I mean, come on.
What I want to know is why is the court? Did you guys see the court?
I have not seen the court.
I don't know how they got away with wine and gold for the court.
Why is the jersey not like the court? But I mean, it's in Cleveland. I mean, they should get away with wine and gold. I mean, these are bad.
They remind me of a special memory that all of us have in Ben's basement. It's like 2014, 2015. I know one of those years.
You're talking about
where Russell was going off.
They remind me of when they used to give you gold pennies in gym class, like those. You would just throw them over your shirt, and they would just be like gold versus not gold. They look like PE. Looks like physical education. And the blue one is worse. I don't like I kind of get what they were trying to do, but I don't get this. Why? I don't like this part. So no, I will not be buying that jersey. But the court, I think whoever designed the throwback court and the All-Star court might have been the same crew, because we did a great job. The throwback court with those jerseys, Ricky, that you have, that court is sick.
It's so nice. It's my favorite one in a long time.
Way better than last year.
The rings our championship run.
It's way better than last year. The jerseys last year.
Rock. The rock and roll one.
I can't even talk though, really, because I was saying let them know was a dumb thing, and it turned out to be kind of cool.
Well, it helps when your team turns out to do well.
How sick is this? Because look, really cool. They have the 75, and those are the jerseys for the 75th anniversary of the NBA. I know it's not the 75th anniversary of the All-Star game, but it's really? They could have done something with diamonds, or I don't even know. Maybe that is what's down the side is diamonds, and I just can't see. But they got the 2 other years on there, 81 and 97, 35th All-Star game and 50th All-Star game. So I think that's pretty cool. That's how our court is, how it has 3-1 on the bottom. I like that. Whoever did this was good. I think they should have just said, screw it and just go with wine and gold All-Star. Have one team wear wine and have one team wear gold.
I'm saying
would have been corny, but WNBA unis. Oh no. Worse.
That's hilarious.
Dude, our courts have always been kind of fire. I mean, the one that we had the skyline on the side. We got some.
That jersey was cool.
I'm gonna be honest though, like you guys were saying too, our city edition jerseys have also just been garbage for the most part,
except for this year.
And I don't know why we don't bring back some of the other old jerseys.
How about
I would love our early 2000s jerseys.
Dude, we had some great jerseys.
What the heck is that?
That's the Cleveland
Galaxy. That's
you guys just I appreciate bringing people on, because I'm just too deep in the weeds with the Cleveland Charge and just Cavs basketball and the NBA. This is the Cleveland Charge alternate uniform.
What?
This looks like the design that you bought me in high school. That was from the neck up. That was a Galaxy.
This is designed by Kid Cudi.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, it looks like his album.
Yeah.
So, they could scrap those too. We're talking Hornets, Cavs. It's a great win, but we just get into gear and stuff as far, as soon as it gets off the rails, there's only so much you could talk about, and we just go whatever off of chat is talking about too. Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about the East. We've been talking about jerseys, and I do agree with you guys, though. I think that the older uniforms would be cool, like those blue ones, and when we used to wear the orange too, I think could get some run.
I like those ones that look like the like wave or something underneath. It says like Cavaliers and it has like the wave thing underneath. Those are like the blue one of that. Amazing. Love it. But
As long as we don't go back to the jerseys we had last year.
Ever.
I get what they were trying to do with them, but
the idea
did
was
not work.
Did not come right.
Execution was not there.
Dude, and here's the issue. I'm going off, dude. It makes me so sick. How does the G League have better Christmas Day uniforms than the league? These are sick.
They're sick. They're like an ugly sweater jersey.
I would buy one of these if we were playing on Christmas Day. I would just buy one, but if not with the one they look like this year, you got 80s unis, maybe the 80s shorts, maybe. Damn, not Kid Cudi. Yeah, I don't know. We could have been kids on Fortnite wear those. Oh my god, looks like Space Jam. Yeah, maybe LeBron has a hand in every other Cleveland sports team. I mean, we really appreciate our chatters because I just wouldn't be here without them, and there'd be nothing else to talk about besides the fact that Jared Allen totally snubbed from the All-Star game. I'm thinking he gets replaced by the commissioner is the hopes, but at the end of the day, I don't even know how that works. Can Adam Silver just pick anybody, or does it have to be like East for Durant?
Because it's Kevin Durant.
I don't have to be nothing because the reserves were powerful. There was no power forward or center reserve. That's the issue. But like, can he pick DeJounte Murray to fill Durant's spot?
Ain't no way that's
possible.
But it's a draft. I think the draft has kind of messed it all up. We were talking about this last night.
LeBron lit up the move by drafting Jared Allen.
I don't think so.
Can I like this? Can I like this? Can I? Oh, starred. I just
Baldhead can do what he wants.
I think Adam Silver was a plant, but I don't want to. Better
Silver looks,
not bad.
Talks and acts like an absolute robot.
This we were talking about last night. How do you guys think the All-Star game weekend or the All-Star weekend could be made better?
Yeah, I was listening to this morning.
Do you have any thoughts?
I liked year one where they do the one-on-one tourney to get in. I thought that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, 13th and 14th vote getters play one-on-one to be the 13th All-Star instead of only having 12.
That'd be just more ratings, more people watching, more clips and stuff on Twitter, just more interaction with the fans and everything. That's what they want. I mean, the dunk contest isn't what it used to be. You guys already touched on that.
Yep.
I mean, no one like notable goes to it anymore.
No, especially this year.
I mean, all love to Zach LaVine. I mean, he's obviously a great dunker, but I mean, I feel like I saw the same type of dunks for like 2-3 years in a row.
That's what Logan
everything was
saying.
just like a 360, like between the legs, something. Like they were cool, but it was like all the same. Everyone, like in the past, people were always making up like creative dunks. Like they may not have been like the best, but like blowing out a cupcake candle and while you're dunking, like I mean, just put some creativity into it. You don't see it anymore.
Over a car. Shut up, Blake
Griffin.
Yeah, Blake Griffin. That's the last cool thing Blake Griffin's done, I think.
Everyone just brings out someone, like they get some retro jersey and then they bring a celebrity or another player out to jump over. It's like I've seen it every year, guys. Can we do something different? I'm sorry. I don't think it's that cool when you jump over J. Cole in a Hornets jersey. I'm sorry.
Dennis Smith Jr., total bum now. Relegated to Portland.
I remember that year though. That dunk, you literally called. You're just like, who's gonna dunk over J. Cole?
Yeah, it was in Charlotte that year.
Yeah, so
that was easy because J. Cole put Dennis Smith Jr. in a lyric, and that's easy. That's easy reads from the NBA, and that's what I was telling people tonight. Not to be jumping all over the place, but that's just how these shows go. As you guys have seen and experienced in the last 30 so minutes, it's really chat oriented. But the one thing about tonight was, especially, I go on ESPN, and ESPN has gambling lines. So not to endorse anything, gamble responsibly, of course, but the Hornets were 5.5-point favorites tonight. So the whole narrative is that we have no chance in this game. They think Charlotte's going to beat us by at least 6 points, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I mean, that's if you beat a team by 6 points, if you're a 6-point favorite, they think that you're going to handle them probably more than that, probably 8 to 10 points to make the line like that.
2 possessions, little.
So yeah, 2 possessions exactly. But it was just like the narrative is that we had like no chance in this game coming off a bad Houston loss. Jared Allen gets snubbed. Darius makes All-Star game. Jared Allen gets snubbed. And I just thought it was the perfect storm for us to come out and play hungry. We saw it after the Detroit game, similar type style of basketball. And it's a good matchup for us. Charlotte, and I'm actually shocked we haven't swept them, but Charlotte's a good matchup for us because they don't play defense. We struggle to score. If we're going to lose, it's because we're struggling to score. But they don't play defense. We do play defense. So I think that's a good matchup for us. And got to beat the teams in the East.
Do we know like what we're ranked on defense? I know we were really high at the beginning of the year. I don't know if we've maintained that or what's going on there, but I mean, it's refreshing to see,
Isn't it nice?
Definitely a big reason why we're as good as we are. It's because we actually try on defense now. Whereas we're not giving up 120 points on defense.
We are third in defensive rating per NBA.com's advanced stats.
Well,
or no,
that's pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, we're third. Offensive rating. We're
you gotta go down there. But I mean, hey, when your defense is that good, you don't need your offense to be number one.
Well, the first 50 games, we were 12th. And I knew that wasn't going to hold up. Yeah. But it's we were second or third, like how we are now, and we're 12th offensively. And we're beating good teams. We're having that good West Coast road trip that you pointed out, Mike. So what I've been telling people and what I've been thinking is that you have to think of every individual player on this team and just close your eyes, do this little thought exercise. Just imagine all the players on this team at their peak level of this season. Like Lowry, think Lowry peak level. I think Kevin Love is playing his best basketball of the year. And
Jared almost put up 30 and 20. So
yeah. So it's but everyone's not going to play like that.
Yeah.
Ricky, we appreciate you, boss. If you got to head out, you got to head out. We appreciate you.
Good seeing you, boys.
Filling in. I see you. We'll bring you back on. We'll throw the link in. I want you to talk to Justin one-on-one. I do. So
I'd love to talk Justin's head off.
It's going to be one of those things. Rick, we appreciate you with the fill-in, and go Cavs, baby. Make sure you let them know out there.
Let them know. See you guys.
See you, dude. Yeah.
What's Justin doing right now? I mean, where's he at? He's too busy to talk about Jared Allen dropping 30 and 20 shades of Kevin Love.
You're gonna have to text them. But what's going on here? Oh, defensive rating. But what I was saying, the long story short, is me and they're not going to play. Each player isn't going to play at their peak all year long. Absolutely. Jared Allen plays 1 week and he wins Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Garland's the same way, and that's why Garland has deserved the All-Star because he's played consistently the best all season long. Jared Allen's kind of sputtered. We've seen Kevin Love go through, this and that. Okoro has missed some games that has led him to not be, as consistent. I think it takes him a while for him to really get that shot dialed in, but you're not going to play like that all year.
No. If we can get some of those guys, though, to shore up a little more consistency in some of these games, I'm obviously not expecting a lot of offense out of Okoro. Jetty obviously is very streaky. If he can just get a little bit more consistent, like you said, we're not going to have everyone going off, but if we can have some guys that we can rely on for, at least rely on them a little more and not be like, all right, well, Darius, tonight's your night. You have to go off because Jetty's only going to get you 2 instead of 25 tonight. But if he could get 8 to 12 or something consistently and have that potential for a pop-off game, that puts us in a lot better position. And we don't need to be giving up so much at this deadline. I mean, obviously it's a little late for that to ask for that consistency because the deadline's approaching, but I mean, that's just what we need going deeper into the season. And, fingers crossed, knock on wood, further in the season.
You got to knock on wood because we really are one injury away from being in trouble, which is sad. But I mean, if you just take a look at this box score, and I feel bad because they're rhythm players and they're role players to an extent. Like Jetty's been asked to start. He only scores 5 tonight. He only plays 15 minutes. I think that has kind of messed him up having to start recently. And we've seen that, he's really thrived off the bench. And that's why they were nervous about starting him. I was shocked we started him in, I don't even know where, that one game we played at home. We didn't start, or we started him again. I'm shocked we started him at point guard at that one game at home.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just fine. I mean, he had 12 assists, but he just can't do it all. And I mean, Goodwin with 12 and 9, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's really been the anchor somehow
Mhm.
these past 3 games. He's playing 36 minutes.
That
And
has
that's
been the bright spot on this team is just when these injuries do happen, though, like, they suck, but there have been guys stepping up, like Love, like we've said it, you guys have said it, time in and time out. Love this season has been amazing in his role, and he's stepped up when we needed him. Brandon Goodwin's had, this isn't his only like good game he's had for us.
Right.
Lamar Stevens has gone off in some games. It's like when you need these guys, they do show up. Like when you need someone's going to show up on this team.
And Lamar has worked his way out. Like another guy who I kind of feel bad for because I feel like he's just been getting unlucky. Lamar has worked himself out of this rotation in the last, 3 or 4 nights because he's been in foul trouble the last 2 games. And I know you didn't catch a whole lot of this, but he got 2 fouls in 90 seconds, and he had 3 in the first half, and they had to pull him. He only plays 6 minutes. And Rondo, 17 minutes. It's still big. He doesn't give you anything. But we're at the point where it's not even that he needs to get us anything. It's just he's out there to not turn the ball over, not do stupid things. Love is right in that sweet spot. He does not need to be playing any more minutes than that. Jetty kind of gets worked out tonight. We were just going to ride Mobley the whole season.
Yeah.
We're going to ride Okoro the whole season.
Yep.
And it's just the minutes restrictions, you got to figure it out.
I was looking at that Rondo stat line a little bit, and it is a little, disappointing in that we had Rubio there before. But I think where he's going to be invaluable, although, like you said, he's not going to give you too much, he's going to be invaluable for the, playoff push. He's got that experience. He can be the mentor and just bring everyone his experience and talk about that. And like you said, not turn the ball over. So I think that's where he's going to be more valuable that's where we're going to see and feel his value more than we were Rubio on the court, like scoring and playmaking and that sort of thing.
And they highlighted Goodwin in the pregame because he just had, 20 plus. And he said Rondo has really been telling him what to do. So Rondo is kind of behind the scenes guy. He's not going to be Rubio. And that's what we expected, but it's still frustrating that he can't give you just a little bit more, but he is 35 and he's been kind of the odd one out where it seemed like, to Kobe Altman's credit, this is where he has been good all year long with every trade, with every move, and even the stuff in the offseason. Everybody has kind of seemed to fall in place. Jared Allen, you bring Lowry over, it kind of just fits in really well. Mobley really hasn't had a growing curve with this team. Lamar Stevens, D. Wade have been playing pretty good basketball for the most part. Even a guy who we shipped out like Denzel Valentine, he was kind of fitting with this roster, is kind of clicking. So you kind of expect every little move we make, Rondo, bring Rondo in to work out 100%, and it just doesn't. Ashton is saying, I keep waiting for the game Allen and Mobley both dominate. I'm glad Allen played, the whole game tonight because I see it from Mobley, and this is my biggest rookie. This is my biggest thing I think just shows he's a rookie. He plays he has a really good first quarter and he kind of disappears. Garland was like this earlier in the year too. He would have 20th in the first half and he'd end with 25. I'm waiting for him. We had the Mobley game, last night or in Houston. He had 20, 29 and 12 or whatever he had. So I'm waiting for both of them to go off too. Robert saying when Garland comes back, Rondo won't get off the bench. Yes, but no, because I think that Garland, you just can't ride these guys. JB's been forced to, and it's hard not to, but I don't even want Mobley playing 40 minutes a night. I know he's 20, but it's Rondo needs to contribute so Garland isn't injured again.
Yeah, because you're not going to be playing, how many guys, how many minutes, or how many players had minutes tonight in this game? Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9.
And Lamar had 6.
Yeah, you're not going to have a deep rotation in the playoffs. You're going to be playing your guys, and you don't want to ride them too much before that.
And all the good teams in the East, I think it's tough to follow everybody in the East, but Brooklyn is going to be rested. KD's basically getting 6 weeks of rest. I don't think that that's an injury to be concerned about, but that these teams, like someone was saying earlier, I think Robert actually was saying that you just don't like who knows if people are trying. Like, is Milwaukee giving Giannis 40 minutes every night? Like, Giannis is taking load management. But Kobe gets an A+ for Goodwin. I'd agree.
I guess you got to give him credit for that one.
I don't even know where he came from.
I was just about to say that. Who knows where he came from?
G League to a 10-day to a 2-way. So I'd sign him for the rest of the year. I don't really see, unless you, even if you move for somebody, even if you move for a guard, I would sign him for the rest of the year, even if you move for a 2. Because like the Rondo shouldn't be playing over him. I mean, in some spurts, yes, but there was actually time tonight, Mike, where they're both on the court, and that was, I was scratching my head a little bit. Yeah. It wasn't awful, but it's been the revolving door all year long. What lineup is going to be dialed in? Yeah. JB kind of takes it game by game, and I've liked that, and he rides with his guys, Goodwin and Garland. We're getting some consensus here, but good game.
You know who's missing from that?
Oh, goodness. Don't start. You've got to keep me in check.
I'll stop.
Justin and Logan usually keep me in check. But
I'm an instigator. I'm a troll, too.
Yeah, I know. I'm a troll, too, but I'm being like half serious a lot of the time. So yeah. I'll say half troll. So we got the StreamYard link in the chat. If anybody wants to join, we got probably 5 to 10 minutes left. Mike's been a trooper. Totally didn't tell anybody I was going live. Just did it after the game. Like we told people last night, but we had some plans change at the last minute. Stuff happens, and Mike's been a trooper. So if you want to get a word in, we're taking callers. Click on the link in the description. I didn't bring it up enough. I should have advertised like every 10 minutes. But if you want to get on the StreamYard, you don't have to come on with your camera. We'll load you right into the queue. We probably got 5 minutes here. Yeah, well, let's talk about something. Let's talk about the Cavs 102-101 victory. Good win. Terry Rozier, their leading scorer over in Charlotte, 24. Oubre with 21. Rozier always goes off against us, does he not?
Absolutely. Didn't he have like 40 or something last time?
Yeah, scary Terry. He's a menace. There's players like that. Logan loves pointing out players like that. They're all over the place.
Yeah, even when he was on the Celtics, he was shredding us. There's just players like that are so annoying. Like for the Indians, little off topic, but I remember when JD Martinez was still on the Tigers, he would rip us to shreds every game. I'd be
3 or 4 doubles.
Anyway,
that's like total mess. Eddie Rosario's World Series champ. He would destroy us in Minneapolis every time he played the Twins, but he couldn't hit anything at Progressive. Of course, that's just usually how it goes. But Mike, what are you looking for before we hop off? What are we looking for from this team down the stretch? How does this team climb in the Eastern Conference standings? Do you think they could get to the 1 seed realistically in the regular season?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we've kept it competitive and basically, for most of our games, especially against the top competition, which is, very promising. That's what I was looking for. It's promising that we can push these teams to the limit. Especially it's going to be more difficult in a 7-game series, winning 4 of those against like a very good opponent and not just having like LeBron to rely on. That Toronto's got a mental block on us. So it's, a 4-0 sweep every time. But I mean, that's the good part to look forward to. And no matter who he faces, we're going to make it competitive against anyone. I mean, we're hopefully, I would think with the way these guys have played all season that they're going to grind out the rest of the season, get as good of a record as they can. So, I mean, like you said, we've had a little bit of a skid against Houston and Detroit. So, a little mental recheck at this point. Injuries are a little, we're battling through those right now. I mean, like tonight, just great win, even though we're missing our all-star. I mean, just more of that. You need the team to keep it together, everyone step up and just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, at least try and stay where they're at. There are good teams below us. I mean, our division's stacked. We got the Bulls, the Bucks, and us. So
stacked.
It's tough, but I mean, just do what you can. I mean, do their best. That's what they're doing. They're putting it together. They're keeping it competitive, and we're seeing the results of that right now.
For sure. And it makes me nervous. It's like I'm trying to find that happy medium of not trying to get too high and or too low, because we're at the point where we're 4th and we're 1.5 out of the 1st seed. Yeah. So like you can't get too, I mean, it's tough to not get excited about that, but the 8th seed is only 5 back.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. I just want to, you know what I should have said? I want to
ahead.
stay out of the play-in game.
Absolutely. I
I
think
mean,
that's the baseline goal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's see the rest of their schedule. We play
It's getting easier.
Chicago twice more.
Mm-hmm.
We play the Heat. Did I see that one? We play the Heat in Miami.
Bad.
One time. We play Chicago, one here, one there.
I think we play the Bucks again too.
We play the Bucks as the last game of the season.
That could mean something.
So that could be, we play Brooklyn right before that in Brooklyn. We got a lot of games against these top teams. We play Philly twice, both at home.
Yeah, I don't think we've played Philly yet.
We play them in Philly once and at home twice.
I don't think we played them.
So those are going to be some good games. I mean, more games to have a live stream after, but
wow, talk about great points. Mike, we're an hour. We try to keep it to an hour.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you, buddy. For everyone that's in the stream, thanks for coming. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. Only about 25% of our viewers are subscribed. So if you like this, if you want to come on the show, we're going to be doing this more in the future. We're going to have the link to the live stream. You could hop on, you could say your 2 cents, and you can hop right off. We promise that, it's no hard feelings. If you want to argue with us, debate, I'm going to say debate, not argue. Argue's a little strong. But if you are in the comments, I respect you, regardless of how I respond, because I respond to the comments. Me. Not Justin, not Logan. So if you want to come on and say, I disagree with you here, here, and here, let's talk about it. Honestly, that's what we're going for. We want discourse with the fans. We want to talk to you guys, meet you where you are, wherever you're at. If you're West Coast, if you're across the country and you're a Cavs fan, if you're across the globe, whatever it may be. But make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you hit that bell notification so you never miss us going live. And if you want to interact with just more than the comments, pop onto the live stream and say your 2 cents, and we could go from there. But we really appreciate everybody. Appreciate Ricky. Appreciate Mike. And before we see you next, go Cavs, 102-101 victory in Charlotte, and make sure you let them know.
Let them know.
There you go.